Hi guys, this is George back here with another video and welcome to the 12th episode here working in Enchanted Land in Planet Coaster where quite a lot is going to happen in this episode. This is actually quite a big episode in terms of extending the park. The park suddenly grows quite a lot in this video. So, as you've probably seen from the thumbnail, I'm going to be building a garden inside of this park. So, I wanted a garden in this area or in this park. I know most of the park already is like a garden. However, I wanted there to be an area where it's quite a big area, but more of a chilled out kind of space with less rides. There are going to be a few rides around here. However, there are going to be some spaces where there are no rides at all. You can just walk around and enjoy all of the landscaping and just go around and take it all in. So yeah, a few rides will be going in this episode, and you won't see me doing all of the work on camera. In fact, there's actually still a lot for me to do off camera. However, you will see the video cut a few times where basically I've cut the video shorter, so I'm doing some different things rather than just the same thing throughout the entire video because I actually spent about 2 hours, maybe longer than that, a bit longer than that, doing what you're going to see in this episode. So yeah, it did take quite a long time, and there's still a lot to do, which I'll be doing off camera, and you'll see some spaces that are currently empty that I will be filming off camera. So you can see the path going in just here as well. I wanted to try and make it symmetrical, and I think it is. Later on, it might not be symmetrical when I put a ride in because it was quite difficult to kind of tell exactly where the middle is. But I think I got it quite central, and you'll see that ride go in a bit later. But as you can see some smaller paths going in now. So these are going to be all the paths you can use to just walk between all of the plants and the trees and everything that you're going to see. I do actually get rid of that path later because a junior wooden coaster is going to be going in there. So I'll get rid of that path and then put the coaster in, and you'll see that getting built in a minute. And then at the end of the video, there's a POV of that as well. It's only a small wooden coaster, a tiny one, but basically the idea is that something like Blue Flyer at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, like an old classic wooden coaster, but a very small one. So yeah, I wanted that in my park here. Here we go. You're about to see the station for this coaster come in, and I was trying to kind of build it around the paths, but I decided, you know what, there's just not enough space for this. I need more space, so I get rid of the pathways. Yeah, I do actually swap the station around so the gates are on the other side, and then the path gets in the way. There we go. You can see that just going now, removing all of that, and there we go. Just moving it to the other side there. There we go. Oh, I needed to add one more bit on there, which you'll see me doing. Oh, I think I'll do that at the end. There we go. So yeah, just a small lift hill for this one. Small drop there, and then it goes over the pathway just here. So you'll walk right underneath it. There we go. A little bit of a double down section here. Just a tiny bit. There's a tiny dip there, and then yeah, I did want to make it kind of go a bit into a tunnel, into a pit. However, there wasn't a lot of space because of where the path was and how the terrain already was. So I didn't end up doing that. Here we go. Of course, this is a classic wooden coaster, so there's not very much banking on here. However, you're not going round with loads of speed, so it's not like you're going to be getting serious laterals on here. There we go. This is a section that I don't like because of where the positioning of the path is. I had to put the I had to have a really sharp kind of turn back into the station. However, then I started thinking, do you know what? The wooden coasters at Blackpool Pleasure Beach are a bit like that. So that's why I was all right with that. Otherwise, I would have changed the path and I would have moved it a bit further back. But yeah, I feel like with an old classic wooden coaster, I don't really like the look of it. However, I think it works and I think it's quite realistic. So therefore, that's the reason why I kept it in. Yeah, it's quite a sharp corner with no banking, and it kind of jolts through it a little bit. Of course, this is all sped up, so it would go through slower in real life. However, you will see a POV in real time at the end of the video. There we go. You can see I was trying to move it a bit so I can try and sort that turn into the station out, but there wasn't enough space. I fit this coaster into a very small plot of land. There you go. You can see me smoothing it out there. There we go. And then you do get 2 laps on this coaster as well. I wanted to get 2 laps in because it is a very small ride. It's a short coaster. And if I was if I was the target audience for this ride and I went on there and only got 1 lap round, then I don't think I'd be particularly impressed. I always liked it when I was about 5, 6 years old and I went on a small little coaster. And then when you go around 2 or 3 times, it just made it really. Like you just keep wanting to go again. And it's the start of liking roller coasters really. Like it's small roller coasters like this that are the first roller coasters you go on, and then you start to go on bigger roller coasters. So yeah, they are very important. Here we go. You can see me changing the colours of the ride there. Just wanted to make it look a bit older. I wanted it to look quite similar to the Woodies at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. So all of the white on the track and like the red rails and just like it's not new. It's like a brown coaster you would expect to see with more modern wooden coasters. Like a lot of GCI coasters are brown, but all of the classic old roller coasters tend to be white. So yeah, I wanted it to look more like that rather than a modern GCI. There we go. You can see me working on the station here now. Yeah, there's not around the station here. I was going to go for a proper like interior station. However, then I decided I wanted an open wall one. So you can see I'm just finding some pillars there to put at the corner of the station, and then the roof will go on top of that. Yeah, there's no walls with this station. There's very little details on this building. However, there is a lot of landscaping around here. And there we go. There's the third column there, and the final one. Yeah, I'm really happy with this coaster. I think it's really nice. And then here comes the roof. Putting that into position there. And there we go. Here we go. So you can see a little bit of theming going in here. I did want to add that next to the coaster. However, then I decided actually I want to do a lake and put that in the middle of the lake. So you can see me working on that here. There we go. There's the start of it. So this lake's going to take up this whole section in here. And then I'll put some rocks in with that King coaster model on them. Yeah, I think that looks really nice. And of course that lights up as well. So when it's dark, then that'll act as a great source of light. There we go, there's the lake done. And just putting some rocks in. There we go. And then there's King Coaster. Just going into the centre there. There we go, making sure that you can't see the kind of thing that's holding him up, the metal support. There we go, that's in. Here we go, working on the queue line and exit for this coaster now. As you can see. Yeah, I didn't want to make it so it joined right up to the path there, so just making, there we go, doing a bit of a loop round. You'll get some nice views of the coaster from in the queue as well. Yeah, you can see pretty much the whole of the coaster just from walking around this area. There's no section of it where it's really covered up. And And here we go, looking at all of the vintage stuff now in the vintage pack. There's the entrance to the coaster. And here we go. Time for some landscaping. So yeah, I don't do all the landscaping for the gardens in this video because there's a lot to do and it takes a long time and I don't want the full video to be literally just me placing down loads of plants. So you'll see me do a section around here and then it's going to cut in a minute. So you're not going to see the whole thing, but you'll see it when it's finished. And then another ride is going to be going in shortly, which is going to be a big wheel. So of course, over in New York at Luna Park, they have a giant wheel there, and it's over 100 years old, I believe, something around that. And it's one of those ones where you can either choose to have it so you're in a normal gondola and it just takes you around, or one where it swings. And they have one of these at Disney California Adventure as well. So I wanted one of those because I was going to put a normal big wheel in. However, it doesn't look very impressive because it's quite small. However, I wanted a really big, grand, impressive wheel. And this one is very impressive and it looks fantastic when you're walking around the garden. So I did decide to have one of those in, and you'll see that going in shortly, and then all of the landscaping going on around that. There's a lot of water around the big wheel, which you'll see go in. So yeah, just doing a little bit of the work around here. You're not going to see it all because it's all just placing loads of different flowers in. And then he said plants, then a mix of flowers and plants. There we go. You can see all that going in just around the coaster there. Yeah, there's actually three rides that go in this episode. So of course the coaster, the big wheel, and then another one will be coming in shortly as well, which I didn't include in the thumbnail because that's in the area that's not finished and it's not looking great at the moment, but you will see that later. I will be finishing that off camera and it'll look a lot better once it's finished. There we go. There's the first cut in the video, and you can see this big wheel now going in. So that area over there is now finished, and you'll probably see that later when I kind of just go past it while I'm doing some more work. There's a lot more flowers around there now. Here we go. So just trying to make the wheel as central as possible. And then, of course, this path around it, which will lead to other sections of the park. And it's not going to go much further back at this point. The park itself is not going to get much bigger than this. There are going to be a few more rides coming in. Of course, this is the 12th episode. There are still a few more episodes to come from this series and quite a lot more rides as well. I want to add a few more flat rides in, and there's also a few more rides that are going to be coming in as well. But in terms of the size of the park now, it's not going to be getting much bigger than this. There we go. So you can see all of those paths going in there. I actually move the wheel in a minute towards the back of the path, and then I end up putting lots of water and around the front of the wheel, which you'll see go in shortly. Here we go. There's the queue going in. And then the exit, of course. Just having a look at how it looks on the land on the from further back there. There we go. Just looking around at different plants here. So, there we go. So, yeah, putting a few different plants in here. You'll see me go and work on the wheel a bit later. There we go, just marking out what flowers I want to wear. Finishing that area off, of course. So yeah, you will see me fill in all of this space shortly. I'm just marking out where I want everything to be. Oh, there we go. Here we go. This was getting to the point because originally I was going to do everything just in one big section, but then it was taking too long, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to have to kind of cut bits out because by this point I'd spent a long time doing landscaping, and it was after about an hour of work, probably a bit longer than that actually, that I ended up putting the big wheel in, and I didn't want the episode to just go on for ages. So yeah, there we go, more flowers going in there. And you will see that space to the right get filled in a minute as well. I just wanted to sort this area out first. There we go. Finding something else to put in. Yeah, you can see more of the flowers by the coaster station there as well now. There we go, about filling in all the space there. There we go, not too much more to do, and then this section will be complete. So yeah, as you can see, I've kind of split the garden off into lots of different areas. So we've got the lake and then all these flowers here, the big wheel, the coaster, and there'll be a couple more sections as well, which I'll do off camera. And there we go, there's that section done. There we go, another bit of a cut there. And now just looking at some different building styles because I'm actually going to be adding in a staff building just over here. And off camera, I will add some more buildings in because I've looked around the park and decided I want more food and drink options around the park, and I might add another toilet block in and maybe a gift shop as well. But yeah, for now, just putting a staff building in here. So yeah, I was looking at a few different styles with this. However, I decided on quite a simple one. I decided not to end up using that in the end. There we go. We've got some light up turret kind of things up there and some signs going in. And then just deciding what I want to add on the wall here. Yeah, I was going to add one of those posters, but it didn't really fit in the space very well. So then I started looking at some of these and thought, oh, they look quite nice. Let's put them in. So there we go. That's what I did. Getting the sign going in just there. And then some lights. Of course, yeah, I do want this park to look really nice at night. I've not actually looked at it that much at night. I need to have a look at what it looks like at night. There we go, just making sure the capacity of the staff building's higher and extra perks and things for going in there, things like that. All about making your staff happy, because of course that is what planet I've literally just noticed. I didn't even notice that when I was playing the game and I was building this, but I've just noticed that the lights aren't on the wall. How did I not notice that when I was filming? Oh no, I'm gonna have to go back and change that now. Yeah, that's gonna haunt me now until I've done it. Oh no. Yep, that's something else I'll be doing off camera then. I'll be going and changing that. Oh dear. There we go, putting some water in there. So originally I didn't want to put loads of water in, but then I decided, you know what, not a lot of water in the park. I want more. I want more lakes around here. So most of the area ends up being water. Here we go, just adding some more plants in. Yeah, I work on this side, and then you'll see another cut in the video, and then all of the section around the big wheel is done, and there will be a POV of the coaster coming up shortly. There we go, just putting lots of different plants in, filling all of the space, adding lots of colour. I still can't believe about those lights. I can't believe I didn't notice that. That's really annoying me now. There we go, just putting all these flowers around the edge of the ride here, of course. Yeah, it was quite difficult trying to be able to put those in so they weren't too close to the ride, so they were facing the right way up instead of being sideways or something. There we go, there's all that section. Putting a few plants in there. Coming back over here, filling this area in. There we go, there's another cut there. And you're about to see the next ride go in, so you can see all of the water around the big wheel now, all the fountains and the trees, and you can see that I've just installed a paratrooper. So yeah, this is the section of the garden that I haven't done loads to yet, and I will be adding some stuff off camera. But you can see I put lots of topiary in, which will be going in shortly. I'm just going to find it in all of the different plants here. There they are. So yeah, I just start spreading some of these around, all in this section. Yeah, originally I did want to have it like this, and so it was just all topiary and some trees around. But then I thought, you know what? It doesn't fill the space very well. I want something that's going to fill all of the space, so I don't end up keeping that, and I will add more to the area, of more plants and trees and things, and fill space in like around the coaster and the big wheel. Yeah, 3 rides in this episode, so yeah, we've got quite a few rides kind of in this big area, but they're a bit more spread out, and there's still a lot more kind of chilled out areas as well, where you can just sit down on a bench, enjoy the landscape, and have a drink or something. Here we go, just looking at all the different things. I wanted to put something on top of the fountain, but I didn't know what, so I was just looking through all of the different scenery items in the game, trying to find something. And actually, I end up finding something that I think that works really well for the vintage cars ride that I built in the last episode. There you go, you can see that. So I actually go over to the vintage cars, and then I start putting these jesters in over at the carnival section, as you can see. So we've got a couple of these going in here. Yeah, this wasn't planned. I just found these and thought, you know what, these will work really well with that ride. So yeah, I went and put them in. And you'll see me trigger that one up to the ride in a second. There we go. Trigger's just going in there. And there we go. That's done. Right, back over to this area. So yeah, I don't do loads more to this area in this episode. I'll be doing all of that off camera. And it's not going to be long now until you're going to see a POV of the coaster. Here we go. So that is now the end of this video here. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at George Kelly and follow me on Twitter at George Kelly. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, everyone, and I'll see you all later. Bye.